if you're looking to live in a neighborhood that has a city urban feel to it, but you like to also be connected to nature, well, I have the perfect community for you. It's called the River District. It's a brand new development project here in Charlotte. It is underway now. It's a huge 1,400 acre site that's happening. I'm going to tell you all about it, the pros, the cons, what to look for, what we can expect, timeframes, prices, all that. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. So let's get into it. All right, I'm Chris Phillips. I'm a real estate agent here in North and South Carolina. And if you have any questions on anything in this video, put your comments below, message me. I'd be happy to answer any of those for you. All right, so the River District, what is it? They are explaining this development site as city and nature in perfect harmony. That's nestled in between the Catawba River and the Charlotte airport. So it's just west on the western portion of the Charlotte city here. They want to blend this urban life with nature basically, and tying it into all the water frontage there on the Catawba River, and just kind of, really kind of immersing people with nature, but also giving them this very tight-knit urban style and feel to living. And so there are going to be homes there, townhomes, apartments, office, retail space, a grocery store, you name it. I'm going to go through the list of all of the things that they're kind of building and incorporating into the neighborhood. And I got to say, it's pretty impressive, and I'm excited to see how this is all going to turn out. All right, so let's go over this a little bit more. So right now there's 4 builders that have been, selected to build homes in the community. The first one is Saucy Burbank. They're going to do single family homes. The Toll Brothers, they're going to, at least in phase 1 here, they're going to be doing the townhomes. DRB Homes, they're going to be doing both single family homes and townhomes. And then David Weekley Homes is doing single family homes. So now these other phases, they could be doing townhomes and, you name it. But for right now, phase 1, that's what they're doing presently. So in terms of scope, to give you an idea, so there are a couple of well-known master plan communities in the Charlotte region right now. The 2 that are really top of mind for most people, you have Brookdale Village, which is in Huntersville. It's right next to Lake Norman, and it's a resort style experience. It has great restaurants and a lot of retail shopping, and it really does feel like you're on vacation when you go there. But that's much smaller. I think it's like 52 acres or so. So it's a much smaller community there. The other one is in Fort Mill. It's, we're right on the border of South Carolina. So you cross down to Fort Mill. It's Baxter Village. That's much larger. It's like a 1,000-acre site. It has, a lot of retail space as well, and beautiful neighborhood and tight-knit communities. But this one is 1,400 acres. And it also is like double the retail space, 500,000 square feet of retail space. The other thing that's unique about the River District is that it really ties in with nature, with that it's right on the waterfront basically. So that's really a lot different about this one. So 1,400 acres is really the same size as our uptown or downtown area. So if you take that and you just kind of move it over to this location, that's basically what you have. This really is a massive project. There's going to be over 8 million square feet of office space. As I mentioned, 500,000 square feet of retail space. We'll have 1,000 hotel rooms, over 4,500 residential units. They're going to designate 75 acres for civic use. And what that means is part of that will actually be locations where they're going to add 2 local schools to the neighborhood. They'll have 550 acres for green space. So for like walking trails, green space, will also include a waterfront park. So they're counting that towards that 550 acres. And all of this is going to happen over 10 different phases. We're only in phase 1 right now, and this was over a decade that this will take to complete. So there'll be 2,300 single family homes and another 2,350 multifamily units in here. All right, so this community will have multiple different sections within it. The main town center, sort of think of it like the downtown, is called Westrow, and that's actually what they're starting now in phase 1. And Westrow's 70 acres. And at the center of Westrow is a 2-acre working farm. They'll also have like a farmer's market here. They'll also have other buildings right next door. They're gonna have something called the Forge, and that's basically like this home or shop that's tied in with the farm. So they'll be able to sell produce there. It's kind of like a meeting place, they're saying, where you can interact, and it's kind of like a learning center almost of, how to maybe grow things and various things. It'll also be kind of this place where you can host events. So if you're a resident, you want to host an event for a party or something, you would do it here. just like you would in like a clubhouse for a lot of different neighborhoods. Now they're saying they have a target date of that opening next year in 2026. We'll see how that unfolds. They'll have a playground in this area too, next to the farm in the town center. And they'll eventually also have a farm to table restaurant as well. They don't have a projected time frame for that just yet. And then of course, right within this town center will be homes, and that's what they're starting right now. So the Westrow phase 1 here, you have those 4 builders and they're starting to build on those lots right now. So there'll be like 53,000 square feet in this phase 1 of retail space, roughly 19,000 square feet of office space. They'll have eventually 600 apartments, and it looks like they're targeting 60 townhomes and 35 single family homes. So Saucy Burbank seems to be a little bit further ahead with some of this development process. They have 13 lots right now. 9 of those are lots that are going to be alley fed garages. So you basically just pull around back through the alley to, access the garage. And they're saying these are about 2,500 or so square feet. And the other 4 lots that they have, those are front facing garages with walkout basements, which I thought was pretty interesting. Those are hard to find. I think it's like less than somewhere around 5 to 10% of homes have basements here in the Carolinas. So it's pretty rare that is an option. Their pricing is going to start in the 700s, and so that may mean closer to 800 once you select all your finishes and everything. Now the lot sizes, they look to be roughly 40 to 50 feet wide lots. If I had to guess, the acreage on those lots are probably going to end up being roughly like 0.15, but I don't have any of that confirmed yet, so just an FYI basically. All right, so some of these other ones. So now Toll Brothers also has some information on what they're going to be offering. So they're going to be doing the townhomes starting at 500s. So they're 3-story townhomes and 3 to 4 beds, 3.5 baths, roughly, 22 to 2,300 square feet. And they'll have like rooftop terraces. So starting in the 500s, it's obviously a little bit more affordable than those 700 price points for the single family homes. So, something to consider there. And then DRB Homes also has those 3-story townhomes. They don't have any pricing yet on theirs. And then David Weekley Homes, we really don't have any information just yet on what they're going to be starting out at or what their floor plans are going to look like in designs. Now, the overall theme for the community, they're going to have 2 main themes for their designs in their property. So one will be a farmhouse theme. The other will be more of an urban city theme to it. So you'll have slightly different color palettes and just design elements. They'll be a little bit sharper, like those flat roofs, rooftop terraces for the urban, style. So that's what we have for those options there. Now, the other sections of the community, you have East Row. Now that's going to be more of a retail section, it looks like. So they'll have the retail center spaces. They'll eventually have an anchor grocery store, and they're going to have these amenity locations, if you will, or like lifestyle things. And I don't know quite sure what that exactly means, but it's basically ways to incorporate things that you would do, not just maybe shopping, but maybe some other, group or social activities that are more lifestyle related and not just necessarily an exchange of goods. So that's East Row. You also have Basswood. That looks to be residential homes over in that section. The River Point, they'll also have homes, single family homes and townhomes, and that will connect to that public River Point Park. And that is projected to be done in 2028. This will actually be the first riverfront park in all of Charlotte. And that's pretty exciting. I can understand why they may not want to have that open right from the start, just to have public access. That'd probably be a lot of people going there right now during development. Maybe they just want to have things further along before they can open stuff like that up. And some of these other spots or sections within the neighborhood here, you have south of town center, and that is over 106 acres of corporate campus and employment center space. You also have Windward, which is another residential location, and they're targeting 2026 for that. And then you have over 100 acres of nature preserve. So, that'll be where they'll have trails that are tied in everything. Now, if you look immediately to the west of that Westrow area, you'll see that it's kind of nothing's marked there, at least on some of these maps, but that's actually, there are currently bike trails there right now. And what's called the Airline Bike Park, it's 8 miles. They're in a, looks like they're in a soft opening phase. I think they're open just on the weekends right now. They're saying they'll eventually have trails within the neighborhood that tie into this main center of the bike park, which I think is cool. I don't know if you're into riding your bike or going on mountain biking trails. I mean, I haven't been in years now, but that seems like a pretty fun activity. And obviously you're just like tied right into not only these trails, but the waterfront to be able to go kayaking and canoeing or just go on a boat or whatever it is. Like, it sounds like you basically have almost everything that you're going to need, you know, right there, especially if the schools are right there too. Like, I can just imagine how less of a commute you would have if you had everything right there. So I know that that's the goal, and we'll see how this ultimately plays out, but it really does look to be a pretty attractive place. And so I'm excited personally to see how this all unfolds. If you have any questions or comments on any of this stuff, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see what I can do to answer that. And until then, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.